The man was nearly freezing to death. Yet he didn't tighten his clothes. Instead, he unzipped them and took off his jacket. Then removed his pants as well. He didn't even spare his underwear. The temperature had dropped to -20 degrees. The man crouched naked in the snow. The biting wind continuously battered him, though shivering violently from the cold. He had no intention of putting his clothes back on. Looking at the vast white snowfield, the man made a painful decision. He poured out his precious flour, and then filled the bag with snow. He clutched the snow to his chest, hoping he could drink some melted snow water. But until midnight, the snow hadn't melted at all. Worse still, not one piece of his soaked clothes had dried. The man became furious, questioning God about why he was so unlucky. Not only had he gotten lost while skiing, but he'd also fallen into the freezing lake. Yet while he was complaining, he suddenly spotted something. A house that looked wonderfully warm appeared on the mountain peak not far away. The man celebrated wildly with excitement. But his celebration didn't last long. Before the freezing wind taught him a lesson, he put on his damp clothes, then curled up in a crevice between rocks. Taking one last look at the house ahead, he covered himself with his ski board and fell into a peaceful sleep. The next morning when he woke up, the man finally drank the melted snow he'd been dreaming of. With renewed confidence, he headed toward the mountaintop. But as time passed, the man dragged his cold and hungry body forward as his vision began to blur. Soon after, he collapsed from exhaustion. Another day passed. Through his tenacious will to live, the man woke up again. He struggled to get up and prepare to set off, but suddenly fell to the ground. A sharp pain shot through his right leg. He hurriedly checked what was wrong, and saw that his right leg was bleeding profusely. But the man had no way to treat it, and could only continue toward the summit. When he reached the middle of the mountain, he looked up and froze in place. In disbelief, he rubbed his eyes and looked toward the peak again. The mountaintop was completely empty. The house he had seen was nothing but a hallucination.